Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dual Screens Gamescast. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Fontana. And with me, as always, each and every week, it never fails. He's bringing that awesome sauce. He's got them magic fingers. He's Andy Asimakis. How are you, Andy?
Dude, I think pigeons have a death wish.
Oh.
Several times today, I've seen cars almost back up into pigeons, and they don't want to move out the way.
They've gotten a lot
You
of...
you have wings.
Very ballsy. Mm-hmm.
It's like you're going to die.
Utilize the
Do
wings.
you want to die?
Just utilize the wings. You got them. Just use them.
Just observations that I'm making on a daily basis.
Small observations. Mm-hmm. Nothing crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a busy show.
It is. It's been a busy couple days.
Yeah, this is going to be a big one.
Things happen lately.
Hopefully we can get through it pretty quickly. But this, if you're new here, is the Dual Screens Gamescast. This show where Andy and I, we bring on some news, gaming news topics, and we discuss them. We argue about them. We have a good open discussion about everything about video games, including video games past, present, and future. It posts each and every Monday. Actually, it's been going up on Tuesdays just because of how late we record Mondays, but typically it goes up on Mondays on your favorite podcast service of choice, including Podbean, which is our home. And of course, it posts as a video on demand the following day on youtube.com/dualscreens.tv. And of course, we record this live on Sunday or Monday nights on twitch.tv/dualscreensstream. So please give us a follow over there. Give us a sub on YouTube. We would appreciate it greatly. We'd love to have you in our audience here.
Also,
in our chat.
Steven,
yes.
Announcement time. We're also now on Pandora.
Oh, Pandora.
And we're on Deezer.
Oh, thank God for that.
Which is Weezer, but with a D. In case you're wondering. We are now on the Deezer. So the success will follow.
Thank goodness. Well, then. Wow.
We're on the Deezer.
Don't forget, you could also check out our flagship show, the Dual Screens Podcast. That is an interview show where we bring on an industry guest to tell us their story about their games. It could be a artist, a game designer, a director, a solo dev, a mother, a husband and wife team, whoever, a voice actor, whoever it is. They all have a story to tell, and we want to be their platform to do it. So again, it's the same channel. You don't have to subscribe anywhere else. Just give us a follow on Twitch. Actually, we don't do that show live on Twitch, but give us a sub on YouTube or just subscribe to us on your favorite podcast service of choice, and you will get that at each and every Thursday. And we are going to be we are abandoning Dual Screens Versus. It was fun while it lasted. Unfortunately, we could not get another guest. So we are moving on to Casting Couch. And instead of doing 6 shows like we were planning, we are going to do 10 for your amusement. And of course, that show is all about us casting video game movies. And it's a lot of fun. We also come up with the story for the movie. And of course, that is going to post on Fridays for your listening pleasure on the same channel. All right, Andy.
Oh boy.
It's time for everybody's favorite segment.
Here we go.
It is the adventures in gaming. Andy, what have you been playing?
I played a little game called Battletoads.
Ah.
And I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit of a travesty.
Oh, okay. Why are you still playing it then?
So, well, it didn't take long to finish, so there's that. It's a very short game. Well, there's 2 games I'm playing, so let's do the shitty one first. So Battletoads, from the get-go, I'll admit, I had a little bit of a bias because I wasn't on board with the art style. I wasn't really digging it when I first saw it. Right. But you know what? Over time, I thought, you know what? If the gameplay can follow through and be fun and dynamic, the art style can be somewhat ignored. Not completely, but I can let it go. Like, is it really big of a deal? It's just artwork. I get it. Right. It's going to be fun and, it's edgy and funky. I understand. Oh, boy, was I wrong, dude. This game, I feel it is so generic, so uninspired. Whoever wrote this thing needs to be smacked in the face several times over. The voice acting is, I don't know what that is. They probably pulled some staff from like the mailroom to do the voices for this thing. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like anyway. And my biggest gripe, and I'll go back to the artwork on this one point, is I missed the Dark Queen's makeover. If there was promotional art for her of what she looked like. I was using trailers. I may have missed it. But when I saw her for the first time, I was beside myself with anger. Because we have taken, this is a gay man speaking, you have taken but was once a sexy, powerful dominatrix that was just exuding just like full on feminine energy.
Sure.
And like actually an intimidating force. And she looks like her 2-year-old niece, conservative niece, cosplaying her. That's what it looks like an ultra right-wing conservative version. She got no tits, there's no definition at all in her upper body area. It's like a Steven Universe reject, it looks like. And I'm like, how do you make it so bad? Why you look like that? So, and also I want to say the storyline is dumb. I feel like, okay, my Microsoft, I'm going to rant now. I'm going to rant. Microsoft.
Here it is. Strap in, folks.
Microsoft, I love you. You do great things, but I would abandon all hope for don't do Perfect Dark, don't do Conquer, leave them all behind. I don't want them from you. Focus on new shit. Because when you do old shit, you fuck it up. This feels like Banjo Nuts and Bolts. Remember that game from like years ago? That third game when the Banjo that's horrible. Also travesty. This self-referential meta humor is the same exact shit in this game. It's not funny. It's not funny.
So I did not play it. What I've heard is that the actual gameplay is sort of what's the uninspired part. And most people feel like at least the art style, the tone, and that kind of has a Adult Swim feel to it,
right?
Almost like sophomoric, but like kind of high budget, kind of looking like cartoon.
It looks like Tumblr art, basically. It's Tumblr art, which there's no heart and soul in that. It's just mimicking like again that Steven Universe kind of look. It's like, well, this just looks generic, like the Thundercat show. It's like, okay, I get it, but it's so uninspired.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
What else you playing?
A little Mortal Shell.
Yeah, me too, man.
Loving that shit.
Me too, man.
Oh my god, I love hardening up and like getting ready.
It's hard. Like the hardening up is still something I'm not used to because
it's a tricky mechanic.
I'm so used to, so they make your parry a different button from that, so it's like a little bit weird. Like I'm just used to like block being block, like you just you press it and you deflect, but like you need to hold it to like keep your form. So it's definitely taking some getting used to, and I'm going through my stamina way too quickly because the blocking does take stamina, and then if you fuck up the block, you have to dodge because you have to dodge, and then again you have no stamina, and then you're like, I can hit him, but no, I can't because I have no stamina. But what I'm loving about this game so far is that, I mean, it does your quintessential Souls-like stuff where they drop you in the universe.
It pulls it off
and
so well.
They slowly kind of tell you what's going on through contextual things. Not just like things you're picking up, but just like the voices you hear or the way that everything's kind of laid out. You know, when you get those visions where you can kind of see, you know, a certain path that'll take you somewhere and stuff like that. I just think it has a very cool. It's a little bit more blatantly Metroid to me. I don't know if you felt like that too. Like, I feel like it was way more, not necessarily linear, but there was a linear path to take outside of the many paths you can take to get to that linear path, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
There's a gate that you have to go to, but then there's like 5 different.
Like, that's the only exit, but getting there is like you can go different routes to get there.
Right. But eventually you're going to go to all the routes anyway because you're going to want to explore and find. I played for like an half an hour, possibly an hour, without picking up my shell because I had no idea that was a thing.
Right. I
was walking around as this little Voldemort looking dude.
Okay, what fucking Dark Souls teaches you, like you always pick up what you leave behind. Like that's what the games are all about.
No, I never picked up the shell.
The actual armor shell.
The first armor I never picked up. I was going off.
Like
I was getting one hit.
Though. You have no health.
Yeah, I was getting one hit by everything. A frog killed me.
Like this is harder than Dark Souls. What's going on?
I didn't think it was hard. I didn't think it was hard. I just thought I was like, okay.
It's demanding.
I could have
ultra demanding.
I could have dodged that. I could have easily taken out this enemy.
So you made the game on the ultra hard mode, basically.
Which, by the way, you know you can do, right?
Yes, you did mention this to me, and then I saw. I was like, oh, that's really clever.
There is a little path that you can turn off all shells.
Yeah. It's like, you don't even get to do it. I like sanity, so nope. I will.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of want to see the shells.
I kind of want to enjoy this game a little bit, and the shells are part of the perk.
Maybe next time.
New game plus.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
I'm loving the combat. I'm loving the enemies design so far. So far what I've seen is sort of generic. It's nothing like crazy. I like their behaviors.
It doesn't like redefine the Dark Souls like template, but for like an indie offshoot, it does it. And we've seen a lot of these kind of games before when Dark Souls rose to popularity. This one does it like really well without trying too hard, which I like.
Yeah, it's got a high production value too. Yeah, like I was kind of surprised by that. Like almost everything is fully voiced over. The sound design is really good. Like you could hear people sneaking up behind you. It does a really good job with that, and thank God it does, because there are enemies everywhere. I feel like this is more on par with Bloodborne than it is Souls. Like I'm not a veteran of the series, but I played a lot of Bloodborne, and I feel like there's more hazards like Bloodborne. There's enemies at every corner. There's a pack of dudes. There's wolves. And
it definitely does throw a lot more at you than the Dark Souls would.
Yeah, Dark Souls, I felt like it was like, oh, here's the room with the guy in it, or like the two dudes standing guard.
There's 3 or 4 dudes here, but they're like evenly scattered around, so you know where they are at all times.
Yeah, there's the skeleton. He's going to be over there. The other skeleton's going to be over there. I could fight both of them without getting the other one. These guys are way more aggro.
It's not like here's like 5 half wolfmen as a sniper on these 2 roofs over here, and then you have like this weird beast coming at you from the bottom left corner.
They do make it a little bit difficult, like with the archers. Like they do place archers where they are trying to pick you off, but you could hear the arrows coming a mile away. You could just turn to stone, deflect them. It's fine. But once you start getting the parry, the combat becomes super fun, and I think I leveled up the parry and then the auto kill essentially. Like you do like the big stab right after it, which is great. Oh no, it's the parry, stab, and then you get health back.
Yes,
that's the one I went for immediately.
Very much like Bloodborne, like the whole getting health back system.
Totally awesome. I'm really, really digging it. If you guys haven't played Mortal Shell yet, again, we were talking about Mortal Shell. Definitely check it out.
Future guest on the show.
Yes, indeed. Rogue Company is officially kind of out at this point. And they have developed a roadmap, which is pretty exciting. Now I know you're not into these types of games, but although I feel like this one might be something you could enjoy because it's faster paced. You're always shooting dudes, and then like the rounds are over, and you kind of cycle through and stuff. I think you'd have fun. So they kind of went with their phases, which is interesting. So they're adding a lot of customization, a lot of character and player customization. So like your badges will look a certain way. You can level them up. You could customize them. That's coming in phase 1. Also, surrender or deserter penalties. So like I've been finding a lot of the times if you're annihilating a team, one of their members will just drop, and then you'll just mow them down. It'll be 4v3, and it's impossible. They're also adding a new map in phase 1. Phase 2, they have a new rogue coming, a new character. The ability to make custom matches, which is it makes this feel like GoldenEye. That's what I'm really excited about.
Okay.
We do 1v1v1v1.
Now you got me.
It's gonna be like a GoldenEye type shit. Like I'm telling you, it's third person, but it has the ability to be something really fun. Okay. Then there's gonna be cosmetics and stuff. They're calling it Rogue Mastery. I guess that's kind of like a character specific sort of battle pass. Ranked battles, and then phase 3 they're going to do equipment mastery, so it's going to be the same thing like the rogues, and then they're going to bring a battle pass in, and then some minor gameplay improvements outside of what they've already done. So I'm excited about that. I've been playing it a lot. I've been playing it at least 2 nights a week. It's a blast to play. But this other game I actually played today, this is the last on my list. I played this because I was watching Miss Envy, who is a really nice streamer, a really kind human, has been in my streams lately, twitch.tv/Miss Envy. She was playing this game called Island Saver, and it's an elementary game. It's not going to break your brain. It's very simple, but essentially you are collecting garbage and cleaning oil spills and cleaning like dirty stuff on this island and helping animals.
A bunch of Xbox Ones laying around. Is that what you're doing?
You're just sucking up those Xbox One S's. And those empty Halo promises on the floor. More on that later. But no, it looks really cute, and one of the points she was making is that this could be a really good game to introduce Jack to video games because it's just the triggers. All you're using is the it's first person, but all you're using is the sticks and triggers.
I did some research on this,
and it's really cute. I mean, it's going to be a little difficult. I'm going to have to help him, but it's really, really cute. And so I booted it up right after her stream, and I played it for like maybe 20 minutes. And it's really cute. It's really good, and it's free to play.
Right.
They do sell some other islands as DLC, like a $5
I did
DLC
see that.
island.
I did see like a dinosaur one I saw.
Yeah. But it's very cute, and if you're looking for something that could be like kind of mindless and just kind of a cute thing to do, it reminds me of like N64 era stuff.
It sounds like while you wait for Bug Snacks, you can check this game out.
Ooh, and it came out in May, I want to say. So, okay. and I would really like to get them on the show because they are
reached out, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that'd be really cute. And of course, it's time for a minute of Apex Legends.
Oh shit, here we go.
Andy, it's time for a minute of Apex Legends. I'm gonna wait till the minute marker and go. Apex Legends, dope. This season, Andy, season 6 is really, really, really fucking good. Mm-hmm. Really good. The new character is fantastic. I'm not particularly great with her. She's not really my playstyle. But I'm really digging her. The new weapon meta is great. The new weapon that they added, the Volt SMG, is an energy SMG. The game is playing more my style now. You need to be a team. You need to work as a team. You need to move station to station. You can't just go and thirst everybody because people can hunker down and really defend a point now because the new character has barriers and a turret gun.
Did you say thirst everybody? Is that an expression?
Thirst everybody. That means like when you down people,
I don't know.
You go for the kill. Yeah, you go for the kill. It's a common thing in battle royales. Like if you down somebody, you go there because you're thirsty for kills. So you go and get them, and make sure they die.
I see.
But I've been really digging it. We got a few dubs this season, and that is a minute of Apex. And of course, Andy, I do want to mention through Apex Legends, I have given away my 100th game on my stream.
Look at you. That's 100 wins, baby.
Not really, because I do marbles. I give away a lot of games in marbles.
Okay.
I've probably given about 30 games out in marbles, so it's at least 70 wins in some sort of battle royale.
Listen.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong numbers.
Yeah.
Pretty strong numbers. I'm not going to deny you that. It's pretty good.
Right.
Pretty goddamn good.
I have also been playing Fall Guys. Have you been playing Fall Guys?
I have. So
I got so many dubs, dude.
So I tried playing on the PC for a little bit, just to get maybe
cheaters everywhere, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I'm like, this was a bad idea. I'm gonna buy the PS4 for a little bit.
I had 4 crowns that I could have won, and I was on a roll. Like I was playing really well. 4 crowns taken away. 2 in the Fall Mountain, where the guy he was cheated the game before, so I knew he was gonna cheat. I was like, I'm not even gonna leave the starting area. I didn't leave. The guy went pew right up, grabbed it. It was done. That happened twice. Then there was a flyer. Somebody just flying above Hexagon, just flying in the air.
Game just came out,
and you're like, "Where are you?" I'm clearing out all of the bottom row of purple. There's nobody else. I'm 5 of 6, and this guy's flying around. There was that, and then there was the tail grab, where this MF had the speed hack on and the flying hack.
Don't you know?
He grabbed the tail and then flew in the air above everybody.
The tail makes you fly, right? That's from this game. The tail makes you fly.
Yeah, the Tanuki suit. But good news for Fall Guys. They have a patch. I think it went live today. They are changing a few things. Team games are now only going to be if they can make even teams. They're no longer going to be odd.
And no back-to-back team games. Also, they announced
no back-to-back team games. Yes, they're fixing the chances of certain games. I forget which ones. They already did the one for the tail grab as the finale. They already nerfed that, but there are a couple of others. And listeners, you know that we've had Joe Walsh, the director of Fall Guys, on the show. We are trying to get him back. We want to do a post-mortem, post-launch, conversation about how it was that first week or that first night of launch, the PS Plus deal, which we didn't know about when we recorded. He did say off air something was going to happen. We weren't sure exactly that. He
was teasing it a little bit in that conversation.
He teased it. He said he was working with PlayStation. we want to get him back on the show, so please send out vibes. If you go on Twitter, say you loved when he came on the show. We were the first show to interview him as a podcast, and we were the first one that he actually said he liked. And right after us, like a month later, he went on, or maybe
he was everywhere.
Later, he went on IGN.
I was like, you motherfucker.
If we could get him back, that would be huge for us, guys. It would be absolutely huge for us. All right, Andy, hit us up with the indie news update.
Oh boy! So there's a Kickstarter game I've been following for a bit. It's called Goner. It's a dinosaur survival adventure game. It's like a first-person Dino Crisis, essentially.
Interesting.
And they got fully funded, like in 5 days. Fully funded.
Awesome. People love dinosaurs, man.
Dude, people miss Dino Crisis.
People love survival games.
People love dinos and they love shooting them.
So is it like Dino Crisis, or is it more like Turok, but survive like a 7 days to die? But with
the atmosphere is much more leans into Dino Crisis with just the FPS perspective.
Interesting.
Right.
Is it like a survival, like a multiplayer survival?
No,
or
it's single player.
Oh, okay. So it's like a survival horror dinosaur game. Okay, cool.
So it's a first person Dino Crisis.
Yeah,
and
I'm down.
Please,
I'm down for that.
Can you please just do it already? Just do it. Like, I get it. Resident Evil, it's fine. It makes you money. You got RE4.
Let's get those remakes. Forget Resident Evil. We don't need RE4. Give us Dino Crisis.
Dude, but they're gonna give us RE4. You know it.
I know what's happening.
Like, it's right there.
I know.
Because it's this.
Money.
All right, so we have a breaking news.
Yes,
breaking.
This just in, breaking news. This is coming from a Chinese website that has listed all of the prices for everything PlayStation 5 related. These do not look like placeholders because they're way too specific. And there's one that's actually really intriguing here. But this is coming from news.mydrivers.com. It's all in Chinese except for the graph that shows you the prices. So if you want to look at it, if you want to translate it, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You could go there. If you're in our chat right now, I'll put that link up. But essentially, this is what we're looking at. The PS5 Blu-ray console, that's with the disc, is going to be $499.99. It is releasing November 20th, the day after my birthday.
Ooh,
that is a global launch. A Japan launch of November 14th.
See, that's where this thing loses me a little bit.
It's interesting.
Right.
It's very interesting. It's not unheard of.
It isn't, but I'm trying to understand the reason behind this. Why Japan first?
Don't know. But the digital edition is $399, which I completely forgot was a thing.
Really?
Completely forgot there was, and I thought about. So I was thinking, oh, I'm totally gonna get the $399 one, and then I can get like the new camera or like a headset. I really need a headset, but I was like, I could get something else, and then I remembered, wait, I like bargain bins, I like borrowing from you.
Yes, you do.
So that ain't happening.
You got a couple of my games held hostage too while we're at it.
I do. Well, that was COVID's fault. That's not my fault. The DualSense controller is $59.99. The DualSense charging station is $29.99. The PS5 HD camera is $59.99. The Pulse 3D headset is $159. That's an interesting price. That's where it's getting like too specific. Like I feel like you could have easily said $99.99, $150, but they went $159. The PS5 remote control, $29.99. The PS5 vertical stand, which of course is just going to be a stand so that if you accidentally bump the thing, it doesn't fall over. But it can obviously stand on its side if you just look at the design of it. Is $24.99. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, $39.99.
Believe it.
If they sell that game at $40,
I believe
there's not one person that's going to have a PlayStation 5
that's
not
going to buy that game. If they bundle
this
with the PS5 at launch.
That would be interesting, yeah.
So here's something.
Maybe you bundle it with the digital edition.
Yes. Here's an observation, Steven.
Go ahead.
We've seen the DualSense controller. We've seen a slight breakdown via Jeff Keighley not too long ago, showing off the haptics and all the other fun stuff.
Oh, we'll talk more about that a little later.
Right. This thing costs $10 less than a Joy-Con Pro, which does none of the above.
Here's the thing about the Joy-Con.
Tell me.
Nintendo makes a huge deal out of being the pioneers of new tech.
Sure.
And they always make a faulty product.
Right.
Always.
Right.
They always overprice for their stuff. They
sure.
always underdeliver on the actual build of their product. Always.
Because my main thing was, if a Joy-Con Pro is costing me $70, what would this cost me, the DualSense, by itself? Like $80?
Now, I feel like the reason why they charge us $70 is because you only really need one. Like, because their whole thing is like turning things sideways and using the little controller. They can't it as two controllers.
Right. It came with two, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is interesting because this would put right in line with what we thought it was going to be. And if the digital edition is $100 cheaper, I feel like that would be right in line with the Series S that we were talking about, that we were thinking it would be that. And this makes all the sense in the world for the Series X to be $599. Of course, if you're touting it as the most powerful console on planet Earth.
It really makes me wonder how much hard drive space the digital edition is going to come with.
I think they said 2 terabytes.
Terabytes? I don't think they announced the specs for the digital edition, though. Like,
no.
I think it's all just at this point very up in the air.
I heard somewhere, and I don't remember where. I don't have the article, but I heard that the operating system is almost 200 gigs.
Okay.
So that's a fifth of the hard drive space.
I wonder if they're going to add some more in there, because the question is, you sacrifice the Blu-ray drive to knock down the price, but if you add a more sizable solid state drive, is that going to jack up the price too, or you leave it the same as the disc version?
I think they're going to leave it the same.
Right.
I think they'll leave it the same only because you could expand it on your own. You could use.
Right.
They said you could use almost any solid state drive at this point.
They've done their tests, which is nice.
They just need to future test them, like new ones that are going to come out in the years to come. They have to say, yes, this was tested. This is approved. Go ahead, use it.
Yeah.
I think honestly, like for indie games, I would be fine with a hard drive, a USB hard drive. Just throw all the indie games on there, stuff that's not in 3D. I would throw all those on there. I'm the kind of guy that deletes games anyway, like after I beat them or if I'm not going to play them, because you could always get them back.
Right.
So I always play with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if a game is going to be 400 gigs, which is very possible, very possible. That's a problem. So I'm gonna end up spending $200 on another hard drive anyway. Again,
like this all like I glance at this and it looks very real to me. It's just the dates. That's the one sticking point. I'm trying to understand why it would launch in Japan first, when Japan, I believe they lagged in the PS4 with the release date. It wasn't the same date.
Maybe that's why.
So we've made up for it now. You got it late, so we give it to you early this time around.
Before we get to the next story, let's just piggyback off this and talk about the DualSense controller triggers.
Yeah, sure.
Because this was cool. Deathloop, the developers at Deathloop have spoken about PS5's controller and how they're using it. They're using the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback in a very special way. Basically, okay, let me get to the quote. Deathloop being a first-person shooter, we do a lot of things to make weapons feel differently from one another. One I like is blocking the triggers when your weapon jams to give the player an immediate feedback even before the animation plays out, which prompts the player in a physical way that they have to unjam their gun. That's pretty cool.
I love
this. Is going to break a lot of controllers.
Can't wait.
People are going to be jamming that shit in as hard as they can.
I love it.
But yeah, if you're like shooting the triggers and they just lock on you because your weapon jammed and you're like, oh shit, and you're like, yeah, and that could be pretty cool. That could be a pretty cool thing. I'm not one for gimmicks. I want the less gimmicks the better. I feel like of all the gimmicks that all of these companies have had, I mean, HD Rumble did nothing because only like 4 games use it. Nintendo's games actually use it. Everybody else kind of ignores it. Microphones in controllers. Not doesn't really do anything. Sometimes it could add immersion. Sometimes, most of the time.
Well, I think that's the key word, because when you combine adaptive triggers, haptic feedback, 3D audio, it's less gimmicky and more immersion. Like swiping up on your touchpad, go through a picture or a book or a leaflet.
Dumb.
It's like, oh great, you found some use for this fucking thing. But if you're jamming up my fire, like my trigger button for a gun, that's immersion. That's making you feel like you're actually in the game. Yeah, like, oh shit, like, I gotta waggle it so I can reload. You gotta reload it.
I gotta shake my flashlight. Hold on.
I hate that. Gotta waggle my shake weight.
You could say that's immersion, but I say it's poppycock. But yeah, I'm excited to see what else they can do. This sounds more like it seems like more of a practical thing because those are triggers. It like makes you feel whatever. But we'll see.
Mhm.
It could just fall by the wayside. People could say, "Nah, I'm not programming for that." All right, so take us into our next story here.
Oh, we have a rumor mill, that apparently Halo Infinite may dip into 2022 for a release date, and it's going to also drop current gen support and be a full-blown next gen title. Now, this came.
I'm sorry. Are they saying? I thought they were saying only the 1S they were dropping. Is that not true?
Well, if you drop the 1S, so what? Just in the Xbox One X then?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's pull up this.
Tell me a story, Andy.
Let's pull this
Mr.
bad
Toad's
boy.
wild ride here.
Let's pull this up. In the old It's taking a while to load because it's like 20 pages. All right, here we go. This is from our favorite place on Earth, Reset Era, where people's souls go to die sometimes. From Sponger, who I think is a prominent Xbox or Microsoft leaker, it seems. I'm not too sure who he is. I was considering a lot to post it or not, but after a few consultations with a few different sources, I'll put it. Microsoft/343 Industries is currently very busy with the idea of dropping Xbox One support for Halo Infinite. Even to postpone it to early 2022 is on the table. It's pretty messy up there with decisions, but they are convinced that they need to make the best Halo game ever. Right. And this also went on to say it was struggling to reach 900p on the current gen hardware. So again, this is all rumors, speculation. It's just some guy on a forum. These things happen all the time. Lately, I feel like as you approach a new console launch and with a game that's of this magnitude and iconic as Halo, there's going to be a tornado bullshit all around it. It's just a given. My concern is, now I believe in my heart of hearts that if this does happen, if it's true, I don't care. This, to me, it's always been a Game Pass game for me. I'll play it when it launches, and I want the best Halo game out there. I want to be the cutting-edge graphics. I want to really sell me on what the Series X can do if you're going to drop current-gen hardware. My concern is we've had Microsoft go on about their ecosystem and not excluding people. And when you take little jabs at Sony for saying we're moving on from our PS4, we believe in generations with the PS5, and you have so much PR talk against that marketing tactic, saying how you believe in cross-generation gameplay, making all of our games available for all of our players, and then you have this, one of your flagship games, likely getting dropped from the current console market. It's like, well, that's a lot of crow to eat. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So how do you walk that back?
That's kind of the main reason why I think this could be just nonsense.
Right.
But at the same time, I think Halo means too much to Microsoft to fuck it up at this point.
Right. Now,
they have had mediocre games before, and people still buy them, but they want that 10 out of 10 on that box.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like they need I don't want to say need, but like they do need it. They do need to prove that they can make these games still.
Right. And see, the other thing is, like, I'm gonna go back to Battletoads for a quick second. Battletoads was a game, that I think would have some sort of like a launch event kind of deal celebration.
I wouldn't think that.
Well, listen, I
think we overhyped it because of the lack of titles.
I think when you bring back such an old franchise, it's been like 26 years since we saw an actual Battletoads game. It's been a long time. I expected a little bit more pomp and circumstance as opposed to being just dropped on Game Pass and left on that service without not a big deal. I don't want that for Halo. I want to be like a big event sort of a thing.
Yeah, you want the people lining up to buy it and all that.
Now, this could be bullshit, but we've heard rumblings from Digital Foundry, from a lot of developers, how it's quote unquote a headache doing cross-gen development. It's really holding them back. It's not, when you talk about, it's not about scalability. It's not that easy as flipping a switch.
No, because it's not just graphics that you're messing with.
Exactly.
It's AI. It's AI capacity. It's
there's a vision that's also being held back by, okay, so we want to do all this, but we have to limit that now because we're tethered to old hardware. We're tethered to, Jaguar cord, systems from like 2013.
Right. Now, I think that Microsoft obviously needs to have some blame if this thing does go as poorly is going as poorly as some say, or does go as poorly as some say. I think that they do carry some blame. But at what point is 343 just going to it's just going to be, hey, you guys can't make this. You can't do this. Like how Nintendo took Metroid Prime 4 away. It was like, sorry, you can't make this game. You're not good. It's not good. You're not hitting goals. You're not hitting expectations. And I don't mean take this Halo game away, but like, at what point does that studio just become like, no, you're going to be the port studio now? Like, you guys can't do this.
But like, here's the thing, though. I respect and commend Nintendo and even Square when they had 2 years of FF7 remake work done by CyberConnect 2. Like, this is not what we envisioned for this game. It means way more to us than what you guys are doing with it. So we're gonna can all of your work and go inside and start from scratch. And if it means a huge delay, like Metroid Prime 4, they tried going with another developer, and they brought back in Retro because like they just. And if you admit that, I will respect you for that. Don't blame like, oh, we got COVID and we have this and that, dude. 5 years, we're working on this game.
It could be a cultural thing,
It could be
like just the American,
what the quality standards
hubris.
What's the bar set for them? Like, how high is it?
I think the bar is high. I don't think it's a quality thing. I think it's a willingness to make the sacrifices in order to hit that quality. And I think it has a lot to do with hubris. Like, when you hear about the Japanese culture, it's all about honor. Right? Honor, respect, and whatever. Like for them to,
you don't brag, more of a humble.
It's a mercy kill, to take the game back and be like, okay, thank you for your work. You failed. We don't mind telling you that you failed, but we're not letting this continue. Right. Whereas I think some American values might be more like, you got this. Get through it. We'll figure it out. Which is also admirable in some ways, but it could also be. It could also be a very hubris-driven thing. But again,
when you have so much PR speak, that's going to bite you in the ass. Like, you talk less. Like, stop trying to outmaneuver your competition. But like, you're like always there, like trying to get my attention with every little jab and poke you make. Like, then look what happens. Like, your flagship game is now pushed back until next year, and then we'll see how if it even gets released next year.
my whole thing here is like, okay, then if you can't make the next gen game, make a current gen game. Then it was supposed to be out.
Listen, no one's gonna care. No one's gonna say don't make a great Halo game. No one's gonna say that. No one's gonna say no. Release a shitty version of this on the current system. That's what you promised us. I want it mediocre at best. No, like if you say, hey guys, or to fulfill our proper vision for this game, to give you the.
Let's talk about more rumors, Andy.
We should.
What do you think? Let's go down to these Switch Pro rumors, because this is another fucking thing we've been talking about for 3 years. It's been 3 years, Andy.
Oh my god! I feel like every time there's like a new console cycle or some big game event, it's like we got Switch Pro rumors. Woo!
You want me to handle this?
This is coming from a Taiwanese newspaper. That's quality. Quality sources right there. Ever heard
of God.
There are rumors and reports, it comes from Nintendo Life, by the way, surrounding a supposed Switch Pro, a Switch revision boasting more power and improved visual output. It's coming sometime in 2020.
Yep.
Interesting. And the quote from a Dr. Sirkin Toto of Kantan Games said, "There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Nintendo will launch a Switch Pro in 2020. My guess is at $399. More specifically,
you keep saying 2020. Is that right, or is it 2021?
He said 2020. It says 2020 in this quote here.
Oh, you know what? It might be fiscal 2020.
Right, exactly. More specifically, I predict 4K support, bigger cartridge sizes, and of course, beefed up components." So here's the thing, people. This does not say that we're going to be getting... See, read the headline. New Switch model launching, according to Taiwanese newspaper. But the homeboy clearly says, there's no doubt in my mind that they will launch. What are you basing that off of? Okay, cool. Well, how? You didn't say, I've spoken to Uncle Nintendo, and he said that there's going to be a Switch Pro that's launching in fiscal 2020.
Just make a Switch TV.
It sounds like someone who's looking at the market saying, well, we got PS5, Series X, so of course they're going to counter that with some sort of 4K model. It sounds like an educated guessing, not like a specific concrete. And of course, we predict 4K support. Ooh, big prediction. Yeah, I don't want 4K for my Switch. I want my fucking Zelda, Breath of the Wild 2, Metroid Prime 4, Pikmin 4, and Star Tropics 3. I rest my case.
Have you ever seen 4K 8-bit sprites?
I bet they're gorgeous and to die for.
So beautiful.
I feel like I've never lived until I've seen 4K sprites. And we almost got for Minecraft in that super duper graphics.
It was so close.
God, that was like a quick flashback. I was at that E3 when they were like going through all of the Xbox One X specs. And the guy was legit, let's see what this beast can do. And then you show him Minecraft. I was like, oh, this is terrible.
Ghost of Tsushima sold 1.9 million digital units in July. 1.9 million digital units.
Digital only.
Well, in July.
Just in July.
It sold 2.4 million copies in 3 days. It launched
July 19th?
Something like that.
So in basically 10 days, it sold 2 million copies digitally.
This puts Ghost of Tsushima as the best-selling console game of July, above Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which was number 2, FIFA 20 at number 3, and NBA 2K20 at number 4. Paper Mario The Origami King debuted at number 8 in digital sales. Sold 555,000 units in July. Animal Crossing New Horizons was oh no, they're just saying it was below that. Okay.
Dude, it's also the best-selling PS4 exclusive in Japan. So the first party game in Japan. It is Death Stranding and Spider-Man in that category.
The Last of Us Part 2 was still on that list too.
Yeah, dude, Japan is gobbling up this game. I mean, it's their own culture, right? Why wouldn't they love it?
They're probably buying it to like rip it apart.
But they're not though. They're loving it.
No.
See, what was it? The Yakuza guy was like,
we spoke about it.
Was like, we should have made this game. Like, why didn't the Japanese make this game? How dare us?
It's a good game, but relax. All right, it's not a 10 out of 10. All right,
Legends, bro.
Andy, boy, WB finally
the main
showed
event.
What they're working on.
The main event, kids.
WB Games, ladies and gentlemen, finally showed what they're working at. But before you get into that, I have a theory.
Oh, a theory?
The reason why they didn't show us any of this shit when they said they were going to,
yes,
is because of the rumors of the buyout of the sale.
Dude,
I think they were holding off and waiting to see if they were sold, because if, like, let's say a really good company was about to buy them that they want to be owned by, don't show your cards, because the value will be lower. Right. But if a shitty company that you don't want to buy you and you want to say, well, now you have to pay us more because people are actually excited about our games, like cough cough EA, cough cough Activision. Now you show us the games, get that stock up, baby. Get that stock up. and now it's going to cost you mucho dinero.
Well, here's also what I'm thinking I hope happened is Warner or AT&T was like, dude, the games market is massive right now, especially with what's going on in the world. Huge sales bumps everywhere. People are just locked in and playing games. We would be dumb to sell this shit at this point. Let's ride this through. Let's ride this wave out and capitalize on people just buying games by the buttload lately
for like a year.
And we're going to announce, not one, but 2 Batman games. Oh, yeah.
Well.
Oh, Batman as well.
Batman well.
Well, he's not so well. He's not so well. He's not so well.
Gotham Knights, Andy.
Steven.
Gotham Knights, Andy.
I have a hot take right now.
Oh, my gosh.
This may be the hottest take you'll hear tonight.
Interesting.
Listener and the live chat. I never thought I would say that I'd be more excited for a Warner Montreal Batman game than a Rocksteady Batman game.
Interesting. Okay.
I think this looks incredible. It plays better
looks like it does.
In a pre-alpha state, better than Marvel's Avengers. And I weep for that game because it's coming out in like 10 days. And I'm wondering, what will it look like? Because I was playing last night till 3 a.m. and I was glitching to high heavens. I was in the map. I was in the water. I was like respawn restricted mode for the entire match. People were underground. It was horrifying. Horrifying. But I saw this. Now, a quick thing here, Steven, is we have official math on this now. There's math you can take to the bank. It is now a fact, mathematically, that 3 Robins plus 1 Batgirl equals Batman. That is now verified mathematical formula. For all of you who are wondering what Batman equals, what the breakdown is in terms of people. And that's what that is. We got co-op on this. Drop out co-op. Amazing.
Awesome.
And Batman's dead, apparently.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing with Batman being dead. They mentioned him being dead because they want to remove the safety and comfort of Batman being around. Like, well, Gotham has the Dark Knight to watch over it, but now that he's dead, now there's uncertainty.
Well, the whole trailer started with, they know Bruce Wayne is dead now.
Right.
They can't know that Batman is not here.
Right. And here's the exact quote from Patrick Redding over at from the DC fandom. We wanted to take away any certainty, any feeling of safety, so we could take a Gotham City where Bruce Wayne has been operating as for like 15 years, with all that history, his whole network of allies, and then take him out of the picture. It really demands players to figure out, how would I step up and how would I protect Gotham City? Now, he mentions, even though he starts off being dead at the beginning of the game, that's not the case necessarily for the remaining of the game.
Interesting.
This I kind of don't like, because if you're going to kill off Batman and say he's dead from the get-go, have the balls to keep him dead.
They're just going to make a new Batman.
I don't want no fucking weird cameo of like Batman at the end, hand from the grave, where it's like it's a Lazarus pit thing is coming out of it. I don't want that.
It's going to be a new cowling.
Like, let's have the Bat family take center stage, fighting the Court of Owls, which makes me so super wet. We got Mr. Freeze doing his thing, like, I'm gonna freeze all of Gotham because my wife or some shit, probably. I'm just thinking a wild guess.
Buzz Killington says Batman's dead, but Batman Beyond might not be.
Well, at this point, how old would he be? Because we're still
doesn't matter.
Right.
It's a new universe.
Tim Drake is young.
This doesn't even take place in the Arkham universe. Like, this is a separate story.
I feel like it doesn't need to. Like, I'm all for that. Cool. Do your own thing. That's why you should keep Batman fucking dead. Like, make him be dead. Focus on the Bat family. And Batgirl, like, recovered from her paralysis because she was Oracle for a while. Then she came back to being Batgirl. So she's the whole not walking thing. Just kind of, she walked it off basically, and now she's fine again. How that went down.
So good.
But I am loving this. I loved all of this. I love the gameplay footage. I love all of it. The co-op portion of it. Now, I did catch, if I'm mistaken, It's a live service game. Is that correct? Did I catch that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I did not get
I
that.
thought I heard that in several rumblings, but I may be wrong.
I heard more of that on the next game that they showed,
right,
which is Rocksteady's Suicide Squad game, which was it was a cinematic trailer. A lot of it seemed to be in engine. Like it seemed like there was like, I don't know, it could not have been. Who knows? With them, they do great work graphically, so it wouldn't shock me if this was on par with what they're trying to hit.
And also worth mentioning that Gotham Knights is cross-gen coming out next year.
Yes, cross-gen. Yeah. But this next game is not cross-gen. This is next-gen only.
Definitely is not.
So Suicide Squad is next-gen only, coming out 2022, I believe they said. So this one takes you are playing Shark King, Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn, and
Deadshot.
Deadshot. I wanted to say Bullseye, but I'm looking at his arm with the bullseye on, or like the reticle. I'm like, no, Steven. With Deadshot, and the opening cinematic opens with them like, they're on a mission. They're trying to take out a high-profile target. A helicopter's about to crash on them. What it seems like a missile or something hits the helicopter. It explodes, and the pilot is being held by Superman. It's obviously Superman. They're all like, "Oh, look, it's Superman!" And then he melts the dude, the pilot, and you see Superman is definitely not a good guy right now.
Nope.
And they insinuate that that's the target that they're trying to take out. Superman, or at least his team, or whatever. We could assume that it's probably going to be the Justice League, are all being taken.
Well, it is called
Brainiac stuff.
Justice League, that's the subtitle for this game, right?
Right. I don't know. Did they put that?
I think it's called Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. Is the game?
Yes, you're right. So it's essentially going to be. I mean, it looks like there's Brainiac is here, so it's probably going to be a situation where Brainiac is controlling everybody somehow, and using them to tear down Metropolis and the world, and you are a ragtag group of people who should have no business fighting any of these people. Each and every one of them seems like they would be completely useless in a fight against Wonder Woman and Superman.
I don't know what you'd hope Shark King could do
against
fucking Superman. I don't
now,
or Harley Quinn.
The vibes I got from this,
tell me.
I don't know if you got the same vibes, but for me, I got total Guardians of the Galaxy vibes.
So I think that's what they're trying to do with this. DC is trying to market this as we can do Guardians. That seems sort of like slapstick, hijink, like ragtag group of misfits.
Personalities.
Right. Yeah. The trailer gave me legit vibes of Sunset Overdrive with the whole jumping around. Now, here's the thing. I want to be excited for this. Like,
okay,
I know it's Rocksteady.
Okay.
Why did we not see any gameplay for this? We haven't had a Rocksteady game since 2015. It's going to be 7 years since their last game when this game comes out. And you market this as Suicide Squad, DC fandom, 20 minutes. And it's fucking Will Arnett talking for like half an hour. I'm like, Will Arnett, I love you. I loved you as Batman. I love you in Arrested Development. You're a great guy. God bless you. But shut up and show me what this game is. We got some stats. We got some breakdowns. It's 4-player. It sounds like it's like their Avengers answer.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
I get that. But why is there no gameplay? Like,
well, it's 2 years out.
Right, but what have you been doing for the last 5 years?
They don't want to show that hand yet. It's a slow burn.
Show what hand? There's no hand.
I think there is. I think that they want to let the game that's coming out sooner breathe a little bit.
Sure. But here's my opinion. I think,
and you don't want to fall into the trap that Avengers did, where they showed something and everybody went, "Oh,
yeah." I think what happened. Now, this is a legitimate theory, so go with me. I think there was an internal debate over at Rocksteady over the size of King Shark's head. And that debate was a 5-year debate. And they've landed somewhere on like the lower end. I think the lower end one. Because that's a fucking tiny ass head for King Shark. I don't know what's going on there.
The movie went large. The movie went with a big head.
Right.
They showed the movie trailer too, and that has like 47 people in it.
Well, that was like the Hollywood Squares of which was like, look who we got this week on Hollywood Squares. It's like
Right.
all the actors. It's
Now,
like,
here's interesting. We have John Cena in the movie, but we have another wrestler, another WWE superstar in the video game.
Ooh! I think I know this. It's the voice of King Shark, correct?
Correct.
Oh, it's like Samosa.
Samoa Joe.
Yes.
Samoa Joe, which is interesting because if you look at King Shark, he has the Samoan tribal tattoo on his arm.
Yes.
We should have seen it coming.
We should have seen it. We should have John Cena'd it.
How's it, brother? But Samoa Joe is awesome. He's a cool dude. And when you listen to it, like he's not just doing his own voice, like he's putting like a weird, I don't know, he's doing something different, which is cool. Because I didn't know it was him until they said later on that it was him. I was like, oh shit, okay. And then I listened back. I was like, oh yeah, I guess that is him. But that's pretty cool, man. And here's the thing, Rocksteady, I'm fully confident that Rocksteady can make a better Avengers game than Crystal Dynamics has made with their Avengers game.
With their Marvel
So
game.
I am perfectly fine with this being a games of service because I like playing as characters I don't personally have a huge connection with.
Right.
I could see King Shark being the next Drax.
Dude, I think that's what they're going for. It's like,
Yeah,
you did Dave
absolutely.
Bautista, like who gave that character, like he defined that Drax.
Absolutely. We have Harley Quinn is your star. That's the one everybody's going to want to be.
Right.
I think they're going to be surprised by how awesome it is to play as Captain Boomerang because he looks like he's like more of the acrobatic, throwing gadgets and bombs and like,
dude,
he did a lot of cool stuff. And then you have your shooter fans that are, or you're like your kind of Iron Man style play with Deadshot, and then you have your brawler in King Shark and King Shark.
Gun, yeah, a minigun. Dude,
Um,
as long as you get hyenas for Harley, that's all I care about. Give me some hyenas at her side at all times. I love it. Now here's the thing: it's in the Arkham world, so Joker is also at this point dead. He's gone out of existence. He'd be dead.
Well, that's as far as what we know.
Well,
you never know.
Yeah, come on, he died.
He's the brown.
He died.
Prince of Gotham.
He's locked in Batman's psyche at this point, as far as we know.
He's locked away.
Can I say one last thing, dude, before we move on from this topic?
Thank you.
I am very excited for the Batman movie. Dude, I had no idea.
Dude,
Robert Pattinson could play a Bruce Wayne. He looks the part, but when he was with those thugs after like beating that one guy up, like pummeling him, and he goes, "I'm vengeance," without no like, "I'm vengeance," like an actual foreboding delivery that I could get. I was like, chills, fucking chills, and the sound of duct tape will now terrify me until my dying days.
This is going to be a swerve. I still think this is a Ra's al Ghul type swerve from Batman Begins. I think we're getting a Hush story.
Ooh,
I don't think it's a Riddler story. Just like
I like that pivot.
The Hush comic was, about, Hush, and then the Riddler was pulling the strings.
It's
and
also
in the movie they did. Hush was the Riddler,
right?
In the cartoon movie,
right? This is
an amalgamation of those.
It's year 2 Batman, if I recall correctly. So he's been Batman for a little bit of a time.
He's been doing it for a little bit. Yeah.
And we're exploring the origins of Catwoman, the origins of Catwoman, Penguin, which that was Colin Farrell as Penguin.
Yes, it was.
I was like them cheeks.
Yes, it was.
Like them chipmunk cheeks.
They did some prosthetics.
Yeah, they did.
I would, if I had to go through prosthetics like that, because they typically it's like 4 hours in a chair. I would tell them I'm not taking it off. Just let me go home and sleep in this thing.
Right.
Let's do 4 days in a row. Let's go. I can't shower.
Dude.
Great. Method acting.
Dude,
let's go.
I really love how I think Joker proved to DC and Warner that you should embrace this gritty, more grounded take to your comic book movies.
Sure, yeah.
Because we have so much slapstick and humor in Marvel. Like I don't need that twice in my life. I get it. I get a lot of it there. I got a talking raccoon. That's fine. Keep it over there. Be more serious, more darker, and people
But it didn't work for them with Man of Steel.
Right. Well, that was like overkill. Like you're trying too hard.
That was like, okay, your man and your dude in blue and red spandex underwears.
The Snyder Cut has me intrigued of Justice League.
That's a Snyder uncut. It's
Right.
4 hours. There's nothing cut. He cut nothing out of that movie. There's nothing cut.
Snyder full release is what it should be called. The full Monty.
Yeah. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Hype Zone.
Hype Zone. This is all you, baby.
Hype Zone time.
This is all you.
Boy, Burger King causing some fucking problems on
Burger
Twitch.
King is a fucking genius.
This is smart, but it's crazy. So
I love this 100%.
Some Twitch users have a text-to-speech feature when they get a bit donation. You could send bits, and then it'll read your message. It'll say, ha, 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 you are a dickhead, ha, 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 whatever. A lot of streamers love this. People love it. It's hilarious. Burger King found as many of these as possible, spent $5 to put in text for a Burger King ad.
Yep. Genius.
I wish I had... Oh, hold on. Kotaku did the original reports. Let's see if they have the actual text here.
Dude. This makes me happy because you're circumventing a sponsored video or an advertisement by saying, I'm going to fucking pay $5 to have a bot say, hey, check out this new combo value meal at Burger King for $5.
Right. So a couple of classes here. This is exceptionally low class. Taking advantage of a system meant to support these streamers, utilizing it for big name companies that could easily afford to pay it properly, then bragging about it. Predatory marketing. Cool.
At first.
I don't know. I'd take the $250 over hoping that people click your ad on my stream.
Right.
Considering the proper channels exist, it is unfortunate to see billion-dollar companies nickel and I don't think they're a billion-dollar company. Nickel and diming their ad budget at the expense of content creators. Bottom line. This is absolutely unprofessional and unethical.
Not at all.
I don't see how anyone approved this idea.
Explaining the ethics violation. I think it's totally within the. It's like you're within the legal right to do this.
I think it's circumventing like the ad revenue share.
I'm sure people would say if I'm like Ninja, for example, and I'm getting like I would get paid normally like a satchel with a $sign for an ad on my stream. Right. And you have Burger King saying, we're going to just put $5 here and have your swarm of followers hear an ad for $5.
So they did this to Tyler TP Polchow. That's apparently somebody. Okay. After fans recognized him in the ad.
Well researched.
So wait a minute. They're recording this. And they're tweeting the reactions of the streamers. So they're using the streamers without their permission, too. So that part might be a little unethical.
Well, listen. I think you're mentioning your product. I think that's all under fair use. You're transforming their work. What was once a streamer is now an ad.
A little less than halfway into the video, one of the streamers, Ogilvy David, chose to ambush with its guerrilla marketing campaign. Got to the heart of the issue. Listen, are you going to sponsor me or not? It has to be anonymized streamer after getting advertised that.
Oh, it gets better. I'd be like, nah, we're just going to do it this way. To fight me.
Jeez, man. I mean, yeah, okay. So sponsors pay a lot of money. I mean, even a lower end streamer could get $500 for
right.
But that's listen.
You know what?
It sucks, but that's genius.
I would just be like, "This is cute. I'll allow it." But like, if you think that I have a worthy platform to advertise on with $5, let's discuss a little. I like Burger King. I'll sponsor your shit. It's totally fine. Flame World goodness.
Yeah. Give me that original chicken sandwich and cheese, motherfucker.
I'm loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This is
right,
this
folks.
is so genius.
We want to get into the chat and into the mailbags, but before we do, we have a brand new segment.
Yeah, I love this.
To enter into the show
came
here.
From Steven's genius segment brain that he devises excellent ideas from.
If you join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/DS podcasts, you can join right now if you have a Facebook. I'm going to be posting a question of the week, and then I will read the responses in the chat. And we'll do that while we're asking the stream to ask us any questions or comments if they have. I saw a couple that I'm going to scroll up. Aaron Guard, I saw you write something up, so I'm going to read that as well. But so the topic this week was, Your favorite game that you never owned.
Mm.
So your favorite game that you never owned. Mine that I chose was Legend of Dragoon because I have the jewel case somewhere, but I don't have the actual discs. I don't know why.
Where?
But I think
that's 4 discs.
I think I might have 3 discs.
Oh my god!
But I know that I never physically bought this. It was something that I played at my cousin's house, and I think we were just bringing it back and forth. And I think he was like, "I'm at the end of the game. I'm going to take disc 4," and then he left disc 1 through 3 with me
to get you started, basically.
And no, because we were playing together.
Oh, okay.
He just wanted to finish the game because school started. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not starting over, and I just bought it, you know. But it's not like mine, you know. So that was mine. Alex Saunders said, what did he say?
He said several things toward the end.
Hold on. Yeah, at the end of it, right? All right, so we're gonna go. Joe Gonzalez said Samba de Amigo, DC. Berkir, I think that's how you say it. Berkir said Grandia 1.
Ooh, amazing game.
My mother-in-law said the Ouija board.
Love it.
Yep, never owned the Ouija board.
My mother.
She loved playing with it. That's my mother-in-law. Zach said, not Buzz, but a different Zach, said Fallout New Vegas. Thorn said Team Buddies.
Dude, if I thought I didn't, I loved Thorn before, now I am in love with Thorn. Because no one talks about Team Buddies.
No one talks. So he played it at a kiosk in Funkoland. That was his experience with that game. Matt Murray, friend of the show, said Dinosaurs for Hire.
Great game.
I don't know that one. I can't say I know that game.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Priestley, former guest of the show, said WWF WrestleFest, which is a fantastic arcade game. An absolutely fantastic arcade game. And there's a new version of it with a lot of indie. It was an indie game with indie wrestlers and stuff that's out now. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Fuck, I forget what it's called. I'm sure Buzz knows. He'll probably put it in the chat. Right. You said Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Expound, please.
Dude, because I didn't have a Genesis growing up. So a lot of those games I didn't own. But I played a lot at my cousin's house. Sonic 2. And it's one of my favorite Sonic games. And I never owned an actual physical copy of it ever in my life.
I have an honorary answer, actually, now that I think of it.
Oh, yes?
No, unless you count like So, okay. I loved Comic Zone, but it was my cousin's. So I didn't own it, but it came in a Sega Genesis collection that I did own later on. So I think that counts as me owning it. Okay. Right. So Alex finally comes in. Power Stone, no. Time Splitters 2, no. Power Stone. Yeah, Power Stone. Okay, so he's going with Power Stone.
Those are great games. Time Splitters 2, but Power Stone, that is.
I have Power Stone somewhere for.
We need Capcom. Dino Crisis and Power Stone. Get the fuck on it. Make it happen.
You stop being jerks. Make some cool things happen. John Moneth says Mario Party 3 for Nintendo 64, and he gives a little story. This was a difficult question for me because later in life I acquired any favorites that I was missing. I remember having Mario Party 1 and tearing up, my hand playing some of the games. Mario Party 2 I picked up on the Wii Shop, but number 3 I think I only rented from Blockbuster.
Dude, Blockbuster, have you seen the last one's like an Airbnb? You can rent out the whole Blockbuster, the last standing Blockbuster.
Yes,
Airbnb.
Yes. I did see that. Yes.
Oh, I want to do it when the world isn't on fire anymore. I'm definitely doing
that. Isn't it in Alaska?
What?
Isn't it in Alaska?
I don't mind. Fuck, I go to Alaska.
Too much sun. Would not recommend. My sister-in-law actually just put a comment about an hour ago. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Oh my god, that's a great fucking game.
Nobody owned that because that was in school.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't own that shit either.
Oregon Trail, never owned that. Love that game. Love the shit out of that game.
And Steven, as we speak, we have a request to join the Facebook group. Ain't that amazing? Welcome, Lucas E. Petrie, to the group. Boom.
Welcome. Welcome. Buzz Killington says the Blockbuster's in Oregon. Mikey Kirsch wants to know if we talked about the Halo debacle. Rewind about a half an hour. Yes, we did. He was lurking for the show. Let's see. Vegas Girl on Fire loves Jeffrey Wright as Gordon. There was here's Aaron Guard. Nintendo will never release a console at the same time as the Xbox and PlayStation. The small crossover market that they have cannot hold up to the pressure of the other console releases, and Nintendo will surely give us a Switch Pro. but that's because eventually they will have to build a new console and continue to innovate eventually. I don't disagree. I think that's going to be their plan. That's why I think this is coming fiscal 2020, probably same time, like was it February, March, whatever the hell it was. That it was March, right? That the Switch came out?
It was in March, exactly. Yeah.
Like March 17th or something, like March 13th. I don't know. It's something like that. That I could see happening. They come out, exactly 3-4 years later, whatever it was.
I don't think we need a 4K Switch right now or ever.
No,
like
not
I don't. We don't need that from Nintendo. I understand the notion behind it, but we're not competing for power on Nintendo side. Like people will still buy their software and their hardware in mass with lower resolution. So again, an improved Switch with better battery resolution, fixed Joy-Cons. I'm all for that.
Better screen.
Right. I'm all for that.
Charging port. So Vegas Girl on Fire asks a question here: 3 Robins and 1 Batgirl. Do you want to handle that one?
I mean, that's the equation we have now. It equals 1 Batman. It's what we've proved.
Expound on that.
Because that's what the game tells me. It's in the absence of 1 Batman. You have to replace it.
I don't think Vegas Girl on Fire knows that all 3 of those male characters were Robin at one point.
Oh yes,
I think that's
so. Nightwing was Dick Grayson, so he was Robin.
Dick Grayson.
Jason Todd was the original Robin, who became the Red Hood, and the current Robin is Tim Drake. There you go. There's your 3 Robins equaling and then 1 Batgirl.
And then Batgirl have replaced the 1 Batman.
Yes.
Let's scroll back up. No Buzz. I wasn't going to leave out the Fall Guys thing, so relax yourself. CT Dub throwing some bats in the chat. Love that. Lady Neil was here hanging out. Any other things here? Now, if I knew how to reply to that topic, this is Erengard, I would say Draken, Order of the Flame. Or Draken, Order of the Flame.
Yes. And I'm seeing also Vegas Girl on Fire, Amazing Sparrow the Dragon, because she never has the original PlayStation. I feel, you know what? I feel sad. That saddens me, Vegas Girl on Fire, because that's a lot of quality games you missed out on. Quality. That was like the golden age of game. There was so much good shit on the PS1. Like so much experimental shit.
Those are good times.
Yeah, dude. Like Team Buddies, to name a few.
Team Buddies. Yeah. Croc. Twisted Metal.
Ooh, dude. Twisted Metal. Medieval. Parappa the Rapper.
Hell yeah.
Legend of Legaia. Oh my God, this is the list.
All right, folks. If you want to follow us on social media, we are at NDS Podcast. I am at Batchild27. I have something that directly in my eye. I don't know if it's on camera, but it flew right in my eye. A little aphid. A little friggin' little gnat or something. Fruit fly. Andy is at Pants Guy. Again, our Facebook group is facebook.com/group/DS Podcast. If you want to watch us do the show live, go to twitch.tv/dual screen streams. That's DUEL, like fighting, just like our company, our whole logo, our everything. Dual Screens Streams. Give us a follow over there. And if you want to give us a sub on YouTube, we would greatly appreciate that. YouTube.com/DualScreensTV. Thank you to Zazu Pitts of Sourdough Productions for our theme song. Thank you, Matt Murray, for our overlay and logo. Thank you, Andrew Douglas, for all of our cartoon art. Again, if you want to send us emails, it's feedback@ndspodcast.com. And you can join our Patreon for as little as $1. Get a bonus episode every month, which you vote the topic. And you get into our VIP Discord, which is just for you, by going to patreon.com/NDS Podcast. NDS Podcast. It's very simple, folks. It's very simple. We do a lot of bonus content. So check out all of our tiers. You can get extra stuff for $3, $5, $10, and so on and so forth. If you want to buy any of our merch, it's dualscreens.com/store. Andy.
Steven.
Is there anything you want to tell the kids before we go?
Yes. Just now, in real time, Cody and Lisa have joined the Facebook group. Thank you guys so much. You're amazing.
There it is.
And also, don't you love when you spend 3 hours of your Saturday giving the dog a bath, which he hates, and now he has his whole head in my dirty sneaker.
You did it.
It's just wedged in there, like buddy. Oh God.
You did it. We did it.
This was a great episode. I love all of you in the chat, all of you listeners.
Thank you for being here. And as always, please be excellent to each other.